So let's dive into Attentive's SMS Journey Builder. Journeys are honestly my favorite form of SMS communication, even more so than campaigns, because journeys are triggered based on customer behavior. And because of that, they're inherently more timely and relevant than any campaign could possibly be, in my opinion. So journeys also run in perpetuity. They're basically evergreen revenue and engagement for your brand. So it's very important that you have these set up for success. Now, let's dive into how to actually create a journey. For the purposes of this demo, we're going to start one from scratch. So click Start from Scratch. Now, let's just use the simplest example here, which is a new subscriber. So we'll welcome them to our SMS marketing program. Here you'll see the first text that you're going to be sending out. So we'll say welcome subscribers message 1. Now it's very important that you align on a naming convention as well, not only for your journeys, but for the messages within your journeys. So that way it's easier for you to run reporting on individual messages from journeys than if you don't have a naming convention, you're not sure what goes with what. And you can even add things in your names, like whether it's meant to drive engagement or meant to drive revenue. And so come up with some sort of a naming system that'll help you track what message is a part of which journey and what the message's intent is. So we'll go ahead and say, hello, this is a test message. Now, this is where you can add in emojis. This is also where you'll be able to add in the links. And then usually we almost always have Google Analytics link tracking turned on. Let's say our company is Nike. This is also where you can include variables from that particular trigger. In this case, since it's signed up for text, we don't have any variables that can actually get brought in. This is the only one, which is a different feature of Attentive Concierge. So I'll include it in here, but say for example, you wanted to do a campaign send and you had people's first name, that's a variable that you can include in there. And then also offer. So coupon code and coupon link. So we can have the coupon dynamically inserted here. And this coupon is what you set up earlier in your sign-up unit when you associated a sign-up unit with an offer. And then coupon link as well. Then you can send yourself a test message. So I can send a test message to myself or to all company users, and this will just help you see how it's going to render. So go ahead and save that. Now you're in the journey builder. And so this is where we actually begin to build out the rest of the flow. So in this case, since it's a welcome journey, we're going to add a delay here. And typically we want to wait about 1 to 3 days from the first text. And then we'll go ahead and set up an A/B test. And if we wanted to just do an A/B test, we leave it variation 1 and variation 2. We're going to get crazy here and do 3 variations. And then add in text message here, a text message here, and a text message here. Now, one of the tests that we could potentially run here is, let's say for variation 1, we want to say text only. So I'd recommend saying welcome message 2, text only as the message name. So that way you know what it is when you're running your reporting. You have smart sending and quiet hours. So if you remember when we set up in our Attentive settings, the smart sending and quiet hours, you can actually choose if you want to turn these off for this particular message, which typically we leave them on, but if it's an abandoned cart flow, you might want to turn them off. Then we can save that. And let's say for this message, we want to say welcome message to MMS image. because we're going to go ahead and actually add an image here. Let's just add in the Electriq logo. And then for the last one, welcome message 3, GIF, we would add a GIF. Now, I don't have a GIF to add in here, but you get the gist of it. We would just add in a GIF here, and that's something that we could test as well. And then we'd go ahead and save that. Now, one other thing that we actually want to add before the A/B test in this particular journey is a branch, which says that this particular contact has made a purchase at least once since starting this journey. If that's the case, we are going to completely skip the rest of this welcome flow, because this welcome flow is designed to drive that first purchase. So if you already made that first purchase from the first text, we don't want to keep hammering you with the same communication. So we'll go ahead and create this branch so that if you have made a purchase at least once since starting this journey, you go down here and you just simply end the journey. Everybody else will go down into this A/B test. Now, one other thing I want to call out in the builder is the ability to do a couple of cool things here. You can include a video preview link. So let's say I want to drop in a YouTube video. Then you can link that particular URL. So let's say I want to include one of the videos that I've sent or that I've actually recorded for this. You can go ahead and find one of those MP4s, upload that. Now, it would need to be a file size smaller than 8 megabytes, but you would upload that, and then you'd also upload a fallback image as well, and you can give it a video preview title. And then you can link out to that video. And so this is a really engaging way, just how like when you share a website on your phone with one of your friends, you'll see the video preview show up. If it's like a YouTube video, this is how you're able to do that, but via text message. So a really high engagement form of communication. And then next is virtual contact card. So we could say something like, make sure to save our virtual contact card, stay up to date. This contact card was already set up by us in the Attentive settings, but is becoming increasingly important because SMS inboxes are going to be rolling out promotional tabs versus like regular inbox. Just how in your Gmail you have your regular inbox and you have your promotions inbox, that is coming for SMS marketing. So if you're saved as a contact, you're all the more likely to get placement into the proper inbox. If you don't have a contact card, you don't have the same sort of branding as well. So there's multiple downsides to not having a contact card, which some SMS platforms still do not have. So we've gone through how to set up a branch, how to set up A/B testing, how to set up a time delay, and this is the bulk of the journey builder. Now you can just continue to do this over and over again. Let's say we wanted to do a 10 text welcome flow. That is possible. Again, we would come in here, we'd add a delay. Let's say we want to wait for 5 days. And then we're going to do another A/B test. And we're going to test 5 different variations. But again, make sure to add any conditional logic before the A/B test split, but after the time delay. So I'll come in here, I'll add that branch again, and I'll say has made a purchase at least once since starting this journey. Move the A/B test into the else bracket. Voila, there we go. So a common mistake I see is adding the branch before the time delay, which makes it completely ineffective because the branch logic is run immediately then after these texts are sent, as opposed to waiting 5 days and then checking if somebody has made a purchase and starting this flow. So it absolutely must come after the time delay. Now, let's say I'm ready to turn this on. Well, first let's rename it. So we're going to say welcome flow test, and we're going to click turn on, and this will turn on the new journey. Now, obviously I'm not going to turn it on because this is an example, but that is how you set up a journey in Attentive. You have your trigger at the top. In this case, it's signed up for text. You have your welcome message. You have the ability to do a time delay. You can branch. You can A/B test. And you're also able to send various forms of text, whether it's SMS, MMS, video, contact cards. And we'll touch later on what this forward to concierge means, but you're also able to add custom attributes as well, should you want to. So you could say, okay, well, for anybody who receives variation 3, we want to create a new category that's called welcome message to variation. And we're going to say that for this person, their value was variation 3. And that would be saved as a custom attribute for them. That is how you would use that, and that can later be used for segmentation. But that is effectively the journey builder in a nutshell.